Hey, Kevin. We talked to Joel today, and he said he was going to try, do a little bit of practice. Just how valuable is he to you guys, and how long before you were around him did you realize why he's so popular with everyone?
Yeah, he's extremely valuable to what we do, Scott. Off the field, he's a leader of this football team. He does a great job. His teammates respect him. He's all about ball. It didn't take long for me to turn the tape on and kind of know the type of player I was getting in Joel, but just the person he's a class act all the way.
Thanks.
We'll go to Nate Ulrich for our next question.
Kevin, are you guys getting anybody else back to practice today other than Joel?
Let me see here. Denzel will be limited today. I think that's it.
Okay, and so Joel said that he's going to work through it. Is it something that you're confident he's going to be able to play with?
Nate, honestly, with injuries, you just never know. And I think the best thing to do is to have the player get out there and for his prescribed reps, whatever they may be, and then work with the medical staff to see where it goes. But it's hard for me to speculate on a lot of these injuries.
Can you speculate on Kareem Hunt's at all, or is it just a mystery at this point?
I'd say we'll know more each and every day. He won't be out there at practice today, but we'll know more as the week goes on.
Thanks.
Next question will come from Tony Grossi.
Hey, Kevin, there should be over 20,000 people at the game. Have you had to refamiliarize your team with real noise?
We have the crowd noise out there, Tony, really every practice because it's that whatever the 70 decibel level is. Now we cranked it up a little bit more, or I should say a lot more this week with the 20,000 fans in attendance. So we just got to make sure we practice with it. And, they've had one game in that building already and just kind of being mindful of how loud it was.
Thank you.
Mary Kay Cabot has our next question.
Yeah, Coach, do you have to significantly tweak your game plan with Kareem not being able to practice and not being sure if he can come in and do all the things in the packages that you have him doing? Or do you have some guys that can kind of step in pretty well and fulfill those Kareem roles?
Yeah, Mary Kay, we have understudies, if you will, so guys have to be ready to fill those roles. And then we'll adjust. So we always have a plan. As we put the plan in, I should say Monday, Tuesday, we're mindful of guys we may or may not have, and then we have guys that have to be ready to step in should somebody not be available.
Thank you.
Scott Petrick, back to you.
Hey, Jarvis played his 100th NFL game on Sunday. What has he shown you in his kind of recovery and return from that hip surgery about his desire to, never miss anything?
Yeah, that's an impressive achievement, and it's not easy. And anybody that can do that is battling some sort of injury over those 100 games. And for him to come off of a surgery that he came off of this year and be out there and be productive and looking like Jarvis to me, I think is very impressive. But he's somebody that works extremely hard in the weight room, getting treatment, whatever it is. He works hard on his body to make sure he's out there with his teammates.
Thanks.
Nate Ulrich, we'll go to you.
Hey, Kevin, I know we've asked you a little bit about Kadarius Hodge last week, and you kind of dismissed the idea that, he's out there as a third receiver because of blocking. But can you elaborate a little bit on why he's been able to, work himself into a significant role and, even be a game captain last week? It seems like his rise has been pretty impressive.
Yeah, Nate, I mean, he's earned everything that we've given him. I should say we haven't really given him anything. He's earned all of that. So I just go by what I see. I think he's a good football player. He's a good wide receiver. He's dependable. Makes plays on special teams. So happy with what he's able to do, but I don't think it's a mystery for why he's there.
How much has special teams allowed him to, kind of parlay that into, what he's become for your offense too?
Yeah, I've seen that over the course of my career. A lot of guys that make their make their mark on teams early and then develop into players. That happens. And I think Kurt Earl's kind of an example of that.
Mary Kay Cabot, back to you.
Yeah, we were talking to Jarvis a little bit today about how, he and Odell are embracing their role as blockers, and, just winning obviously is the most important thing to them. So can you just talk about how their attitude has been? And, we saw that little clip with Baker said, be patient. I love you guys. Can you just sort of address this notion of how those guys have, embraced that role and how they're handling how things are going for them right now?
Yeah, I think all of our players have embraced their role. I do have to caution, we're 3 games into it. So to say that we're exactly who we're going to be on offense, defense, or special teams, I think the games evolve. The game calls for a different attack in different weeks. So I appreciate the 2 guys you mentioned. I mean, between Odell and Jarvis, they're doing an outstanding job. Our success has been a big part of what they do. So that doesn't surprise me. That's what this team is all about. It is about doing your job so other people can have success, and they believe in that because I think they believe in their teammates.
Can I ask a follow-up question on that real quick? Do you think that sometimes you get, unfairly stereotyped as to what people think your offense is going to be, perhaps because of exactly what it was last year, and that, this year maybe you're putting your own stamp on it, and AVP's having input, and Bill Callahan. So maybe people shouldn't judge you based on last year.
I think it's hard, Mary Kay, because they can judge us for however they want to. Honestly, I think our goal when we get in here on Monday and Tuesday and put the game plan together is just to do whatever we feel like is going to give our guys the best chance to win. How that evolves throughout the season remains to be seen, but we're not really concerned with what the outside world may think about it.
Thank you.
Scott Petrick, your line's open.
Hey, Kevin, Jarvis was talking about the success Odell has had against the Cowboys in his career, and that catch, the famous catch comes to mind. I think you see something like that every day in practice. So just how cool is it to see that, and you ever get spoiled, seeing that he can make these catches that seem like nobody else can make?
Yeah, he's uniquely talented, and you're right. He does do something at practice each day that kind of you shake your head at. And I don't think I could do any of that, but he does it in individual drill. He does it in the team periods. He's just God gave him some great gifts.
Tony Gross, we'll go to you.
Kevin, you defined offensive balance as pretty much running when you have to and passing when you have to, and being able to do whatever the game calls for. With the Cowboys in the back of my mind, how would you characterize the state of your pass offense right now, and primarily in practice, because we haven't seen a lot of it in the last 2 games?
I think we're coming along, Tony. I think that everything about our offense, defense, and special teams, everything's a work in progress. So that work occurs out there on the practice field yesterday, today, Friday. I think we're making strides in all those areas. And that's really kind of our focus as we get going here is, this is a Thursday practice of week number 4. And what does that look like? And what does that feel like? And we're introducing a couple new concepts to the guys. So the thing is ever evolving.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tony. Any more questions for Coach? We'll take one from Daryl Ryder.
Hey, Coach, when you look at Dallas's front, what do you see from them? I mean, if you just look at statistics, it doesn't look like they're as effective maybe as they do when you actually put your eyeballs on them and take a look at them. So could you just give me your assessment of what you see?
Stout is one word that comes to mind with some of the guys on the interior. I think their edge players are excellent. Between Alden Smith and 90 and Emerson Griffin, who I know a lot about. I mean, those are legit guys that are coming at you every single play, and you're going to get an honest day's work from them. You see linebackers, Joe Thomas and number 54, I mean, they can just run sideline to sideline. So a really, really stout front that can move and run. you see them taking on blocks and splashing blockers. It's a really impressive front.